They've already had a lot of experience, and I've only done my work placement. I've only done 45 days on site. How am I going to compete against all of them? I was an apprentice at that time.
He wasn't an apprentice, so he's the first T-level from Leicester College to now...
I think it just proves that if you want to, you can.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a horrendous amount of time to get places. I think if you really want to, you can.
Hello everyone and welcome back to SGTV. Today we are joined once again by one of our own, Neil, from Technical Engagement, and we've also got Fabian Maciejewski, who you may have seen before on the show. He was previously on work experience doing his T-levels.
That's right.
He is now a accelerated apprentice.
That's
with
correct, yes.
East Goscott Electrical, got it right. We've also been filming with East Goscott Electrical before. We've had Fred on the show. We've gone out and filmed with him. So it's great to see someone like Fabian be snapped up by them, who will be joining them and getting some great work experience. So, but we're going to be talking about SkillELECTRIC. So we covered two female electricians last year, and this year we've got you, Fabian. So
Here I am.
do you want to tell us how you came about getting involved with SkillELECTRIC? Was it the big man here, or?
Yes, I must say I was casually walking through college, and Neil, along with my other tutor, stopped me and we had a little chat, and then Neil came up with an idea, right, how are you getting on with this and that?
That's not how you told it earlier. Before we started filming, you said you were just walking around, minding your own business. He's like, you, come here. So don't be afraid to hold back, Fabian. Just tell it how it is.
With a smile on his face, he's asked me how you come along with doing this and that when it comes down to the installation, and I've said my points of view. Tutors backed up and was like, why don't you take part in a SkillELECTRIC competition? And then they explained me that it all starts from the app-based sort of test.
So what do you have to do on that then?
It's a mixture of multiple choice. I think there's some calculations to be done over there, and like an animated sort of thing where you have to use probes and stuff to do a safe isolation.
So they're from the Net website, and there's two apps. One's called Amped Up and one's called Inspection and Testing. And it's a great opportunity because it like prepares you for that. So if you're thinking about doing entering this SkillELECTRIC competition in 2025, download the two apps. They're free, but they are very informative and great learning resources.
Yeah, so I've used this myself, to be honest, and yes. Got an email saying, congratulations, you've been allocated to go to Eastleigh. Luckily they managed to send you to Nottingham College, so I went. These were the qualifiers. Found it really stressful, as I've seen people from Royal Air Force. I was like, right, I'm here, pretty much a freshman out of college at this point, and I was just wondering, how am I going to compete against all of them? Anne Greaves from Glenford Electrical as well, and they all had they've already had a lot of experience, and I've only done my work placement. I've only done 45 days on site. How am I going to compete against all of them? And on the break time, Neil came along like, come on, you've got this, look, like people are behind, like you're ahead. And when I've entered this workshop, and I've actually looked at the stage where people are at, I told myself, right, this is impossible. How am I so far ahead of everybody else? So I cracked on, obviously put my head down and I was like, right, I've got to finish this. And I think it was the last minute where I actually said, well, I'm ready to test. And this was the time that sort of time stopped for me. And they gave me an extra time just to finish off my testing and issuing the certification. And yes, I was one of the 3 people, wasn't I?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was myself, Rue from Royal Air Force Engineering.
Royal Army Engineering.
Yes. And Anne Greaves took the 3rd place.
Yeah.
And as soon I've heard, well, I took a 1st place. How did that happen?
As in the fastest?
No, not only the...
Actually, I score, so everything's scored in more.
Yeah.
So the beauty about it is it started with maybe 350 entrants, and then the app that they have to do, the pre-entry, will get it down to around 150 learners. And then there's 12 regional events across the UK. That's Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England. and the top 8 competitors, high scoring, made the final. So you could win a regional event, but not be the top highest.
Yeah.
So Fabian out of 350 apprentices, this is.
I was an apprentice at
He
that
wasn't
time.
an apprentice. So he's the first T-level from Leicester College to now come and become in the top 8 of the UK. And I mean, round of applause to him. Yeah.
You're making me blush now.
And this is where, you know, the team at Leicester College, Derek Waters and Phil Cox, and Jamie Curran, Jamie's a new young ex-student, have gone in and spent some time with Fabian on developing these skills competition.
Yeah.
Because the competition skills are totally different to being fast on site. You've got to be quick, but you've got to be accurate.
Is it a bit like a driving test where it's more of a choreographed thing than real life, or is it very much based on real life?
It is and it isn't. I think the skill that you have to develop for the competition is not only the pace, but also the qualities. You know, because you do have this at the back of your head, you'll be marked. And obviously the first thing they'll be looking out for is the quality. So the quality has to be top notch. And my quality was pretty good.
Yeah? So where do you go from here then? So what's next?
Finals.
And where's that, the finals?
That's going to be in Manchester, Oldham College.
Is that the final for the whole lot? That's that 300 odd?
No, that's for the 8. The best 8 in the whole of the UK go through to Oldham for the final. Yeah. There'll be other finals taking place on that day on all vocational qualifications, so motor vehicle, plumbing, across Manchester, which will end on the Friday night at an awards ceremony where, you know, if you win, you get the gold medal, the bronze medal, silver medal. Medals of excellence. And then possibility, age eligible, to be selected for the UK squad, which is just finished in Lyon, where we had a couple of entries. We had one in the electrical installation, Daniel, and we had Mr. McBean, Danny McBean, who was in the renewables competition. They both came back, I think, with Medal of Excellence for the UK team. But, you know, the suited and booted, it's like the Olympics.
Yeah.
And it'd be 2 years training. And in 2 years' time, the final of the World Skills is in Shanghai. And hopefully, fingers crossed, you know, we've got Fabian or, you know, the winner of this year's competition out there winning the gold medal for the UK. Oh, nice. And what's beautiful is that Scolmore are proud, you know, partners of this competition in the investment in young people. And if you see someone like Fabian being successful in that, it's just, you know, fantastic.
Yeah, you do what East Goscott did, didn't you? Snap them up.
Yeah, dead right. But there's another event before the final. We've got
celebration of skills.
Yeah.
So what's that then?
That's a BAFTA, isn't it? So
as in the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So suiting, booting, the new James Bond of Leicester, Fabian. Yeah. So he's going out whistling flute on, I hope, and maybe zooming in on a speedboat like James Bond, and then the red carpet into the BAFTAs. But before that, we've got some training to do.
Yes.
Where he'll meet all the other partners, the NIC, Rolec and Snickers and people like that. And we'll spend some time preparing them for competition.
You know, I'd be tapping up business. Yeah. I'd be there with my business cards. Here you go, Holly Willoughby. Here you go, whoever else. If you need any work done, I'll come round. I've been St Lucia. I'm on my way to winning SkillELECTRICs. I'm the kind of person you want fixing your mansion.
The time will come for that.
He's got 7 other good competitors from Scotland, you know, Wales and England that he needs to compete against. And I see it being really high quality final. So practice. That's all I can keep saying to him before we go.
How do you prepare for that? What have you done, Fabian?
Well, I've asked people from East Goscott to maybe put me on a housing, because that's where you come across just installing the majority of the stuff. I've done some solar at the moment, so not really relating, but yes, they do well to help and help me prepare. Yeah. Which is good.
Have you identified weaker areas in yourself that you want to just tackle?
Plastic conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah, PVC conduit, absolutely hate doing it.
Have you done the string technique, the string trick? Have you tried that one yet?
No, you might have to show me.
Yeah. So what are you doing? I mean, it's one thing knowing your weaknesses, but how are you throwing yourself into?
Well, they've not had the final competition drawing piece yet.
Okay.
So when that's issued in the next couple of weeks, they then can look at what they've got to do and practice around those aspects of the competition piece and think, well, look, it's got some steel, it might have some steel in, it may have some plastic conduit in, it might have some, you know, 20 nerf cable or steel wide armour, so I need to practice on them cables.
So what do you have to do though to, let's say someone like Fabian and however 6 other whatever students turn up, and you all do it absolutely perfect in a similar time, and I mean perfect, everything is stripped, clipped correctly, it all looks absolutely bang on. How do you pick a winner from that? What is it, a sack race or?
I wish. I mean, it'd be great, wouldn't it? He's bribing me already. He's brought me some Mars bars. Yeah, it's not going to work. It's all done to accurate marking scheme. So everything has got a mark. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't like if we have 500 marks to meet on the final piece. I wouldn't be far off. It's a lot of time consuming. Everything's measured the same. We have the same person measuring each piece for one job, and then another judge measuring another piece for consistency.
So very, very in depth.
Working in it, yeah, and it'd be really, really. It's always close, but there's
something that you can tell apart.
Yeah, right. And again, if it ever got to being equal, we'd have to remark them both and just double check it, you know, again on everything. Yeah, it's done.
So what would it mean to you, Fabian, if you won that?
I don't know. I don't think I'm still really aware that I'm in the UK finals.
The first ever T-level. So last year, we're great. We must be Leicester do lots of things first, don't they? But we had the first 2 female electricians in the T-level, in the SkillELECTRIC. And this year, again, it must be the good work that the guys are doing at Leicester College, but
no, they do.
To have a T-level learner in the top 8 where he's only done work experience, not, you know, actually done an apprenticeship, where some of these guys have been 2-3 years into an apprenticeship.
So if you win it, do you think gold medal on site?
I think it just proves that if you want to, you can.
Yeah.
It doesn't take horrendous amount of time to get places. I think if you really want to, you can't. Seriously.
But you put the work in first. You put the work in at the college, where the guys, you went in extra days doing practicing, training, and that's what brings about. When
the T-level came to an end, I kept coming into college voluntarily, whether it was a day or 2 a week, and stayed for half, sometimes even a whole day, just practicing.
And that's what makes all the difference, isn't it? You can, like you say, if you know you're not confident at one aspect, whether that's conduit or whatever it is, you've just got to hammer those weaknesses out and just do it until you enjoy it.
Yeah.
But how did you find the region? It's fun. Did you find the team out there, the other judges and Jenny and the team all supportive?
Yeah, they would all come. They would all approach you with a smile, and they're not there to stress you out. They are there to show you that they appreciate that you put your effort in, that you spend your own time practicing and getting yourself ready, and they're there to admire it. Although they are professionals, they're there to admire it because they know that we are students. That
without people like yourself doing it, there's not going to be a future.
What they do makes us stand out.
Yeah.
And you support it. You know, if you've got any problems, we answer them in a professional way and supportive along regular emails at each stage. And that.
What can you win? If you win it, what do you get?
I bet Fabian doesn't know this yet, and whether I can let a cat out, but.
What about just for the finalists then?
Well, for the final 8, I believe last year, if I say last year,
Yeah, you're
It
not.
might be the same, yeah. Say last year they all got an Apple iPad, yeah. Tools in that from CK Tools, which is great. There must be well over £500 worth of snicker workwears and trainers for them to wear. Scolmore, no doubt. Then you can dig deep in your pocket and maybe get first, second and third, you know, a nice compact drill Makita kit for them, set them on the way.
I'll have to speak to people above me on that one. But
yeah, you get wined and dined. And I think it's the experience it gives them as well. So prices aside, you know, you put in the public eye. The event in London, people have been there just thinking, oh, it's a normal event. It's nothing like a normal event. Everyone from the industry is going to be there.
It's what you can put on your CV as well. If I know you're with East Goscott now, but let's say, for example, someone is looking for somewhere to work, and this employer are looking at 10 CVs or more, and this one says SkillELECTRIC Finalist. I'm going to be very interested in speaking with that person. So it makes all the difference.
Well, top 8 in the UK. But it's come about because you've got a team that's been supportive of him. You know, the lads at Leicester College have spotted some talent. They've put him out there. You know, he's had support from the teams he's done work experience with. Now he's getting support from Fred and the team at East Goscott that are willing to put in this investment time to make sure he's got the right skills for the competition. And so the team approach, not just a individual, you know, so Fabian feels comfortable now in whatever he does, and that's what's making him, you know, he's got the right attitude, he's got the skills, but we're a team behind him, they're just developing him.
So do you think you'd go on to World Skills at some point? Yeah, definitely interested in that one.
Yeah.
So how would you go about that then? You have to...
So yeah, what happens is a selection from the finalist, and it could be any age of the finalist because it's age eligible. There's some older, a lot of mature guys. There's 2 mature guys in it this year, so the age will come into effect that. But they're selected. They're normally taken then across. We have different training events. And for the next 2 years, we'll ask him to give up time at the weekends. You know, it might be fly out to Europe, see how Europe are competing. We've flown out to Dubai and Abu Dhabi to see how they're competing, where a previous winner, Alex Rendell, he's out there working now. It's a Thursday night, giving up a Thursday night to take his electrical level up to like a level 7 now, where he'll be doing Dali switching and, you know, making electricity similar to our smart home type thing. You can work half the house on a computer and the other half through installing. You got to make things happen. So it's a lot of more in-depth training for 2 years. And if there's a team of 3, we can only select 1. And by selecting that 1 out of the 3, 2 are going to be upset, you know, a little upset. But it's about them 3 working, supporting each other, because whoever comes back with a medal, it's been that team that have brought them back. And having the right attitude, I think we've seen that in Fabian, you know, taking up opportunity.
Terrible attitude.
It'd be ideal for something like that because of his approach in that and wanting to support others. Yeah.
So let's go back to SkillELECTRICs then, on the day. What are you going to do? How are you going to compose yourself?
Compose myself. Well, it's difficult to say because whatever I say now, it's doubtful that I'll have that approach. It's doubtful that I'll get myself as ready as I'm going to say that I will. That I'll get ready now. It will come on a day. I will turn up on Monday for the briefing, and we'll go from there. I think it's. I know myself, and I can't physically get myself ready for it as much as I would want.
I think they'll feel more comfortable when they've done the training day in London.
Yeah.
When we taken the competitors, all 8, through the same training, the same information. Any questions they've got, they'll be able to race on that day. And then from that, go away for 4 weeks, practice. and speak to your training providers, your employers. I'm struggling here, can I do, what's the best way? So when you talk about prepping them, they're going to do a lot of prep on a training event in London. We'll be doing skills and coping skills with them. We'll be talking about the install, because I've not had that yet, so it's difficult to answer what.
Do they announce in October was the technical drawing? Do we get to see the technical drawing in the October? Yeah, so I think that would be the point in which I could give you the answer that you would want to hear from.
More.
Yeah.
But I think from what we're seeing is, and the other competitors that are there as well, have all got that positive approach, the wanting to be part of it, the wanting to be the best, and I'm sure they're all supported. I know they got up in SET, that's the Scottish equivalent to our JTL event, who look after all the apprentices in Scotland. There's a female in it again this year, Millie. They get a lot of support off their companies, and so it's going to be a good close final. Yeah.
Well,
and just maybe Millie beats the 7 lads, and that would be amazing. And she's good. I've seen her, and she's got a positive attitude.
There's your competition, Fabian. But no, Fabian, I do wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I hope you do well. But I hope everyone else who's competing, whether you're watching this, I do wish you all the best, and I hope you do well and enjoy the competition and make the most of the experience. That's the main thing.
The way I approach the whole competition is I do go there for a win. However, even if I don't win, even if I won't be on a podium, I'll have this experience with me from my entire life. I'll be able to tell in 10, 20 years, I've been to SkillELECTRIC competition, I got into the finals. And well, I can always say, I've not been an apprentice at the time that I've actually entered the competition. I've not had much experience.
And you get you'll be able to remember the filming session with Ben in there.
Oh no, I'll keep watching it regularly.
Have you even subscribed?
Of course I do.
Talking of subscribing, anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. So if you like the video, the content we're putting out, if you want to see more from Fabian, Neil, myself, and many other subjects that we cover, then please do remember to subscribe, hit the notification button below, and we will see you in the next episode.